Level 1, the first raise. Your manager closes the door. That's the first thing you notice. Not what he says, the door. Because in 15 months at this company, that door has closed exactly twice, and both times someone cleaned out a desk by Friday. So your stomach drops before he even sits down. Your brain is already 3 moves ahead, calculating rent, calculating how long you could last, calculating what you'd tell your parents. Then he smiles and says the company is very happy with you. And the relief that hits you is so large, so physical, that you almost don't hear the number. 4%. You are 31 years old. You make $52,000 a year. 4% is $2,080. Before tax, that's about $170 a month. After tax, it's closer to $120. But you don't do that math in the room. In the room, you say thank you. You say it twice. You shake his hand and you walk back to your desk and you sit down and you feel chosen. That night, you tell someone. You don't make a big thing of it. You mention it the way people mention things they want to be asked about. Oh, I got a raise today. And they say congratulations, and they mean it, and for about 6 seconds you are a person whose life is going in the right direction. You go out for dinner that weekend. Not expensive, just not the usual place. You order the thing you'd normally skip. It costs $11 more than it would have. The math works. You earned it. That's the whole point of earning things. 6 weeks later, you check your account on a Friday the way you always do. The number is the same as it was before the raise. Not lower, not higher. The same. Roughly $3,000, the way it has been for 2 years, moving up and down inside a range so narrow you've stopped noticing it move at all. You scroll back. You look for the mistake. There isn't one. The extra 120 came in. It just also went out, in pieces so small that not one of them ever felt like a decision. The first rule: a raise is not money you receive. It's a floor you stand on. And you never feel the floor. You only feel the fall. Level 2, the second raise. The second one you see coming. You've learned the rhythm now. Review season. The self-assessment form nobody reads. The meeting that gets moved twice. You know what the door closing means and you don't panic this time, which is its own small loss. The first raise had fear in it, and fear made it feel like something. 52 became 54. 54 becomes 57. It's a bigger jump than last time, and you notice, in a distant way, that you feel less about it. You say thank you. You say it once. Here's what you do differently. You decide to be smart about it. You've read things. You know about lifestyle inflation. You are not going to make that mistake. So you sit down at your kitchen table on a Sunday and you write out a plan on the back of a takeaway menu. The extra money goes to savings, all of it. Automatic transfer, first of the month, before you can touch it. You set it up that night. You feel like an adult. You feel like someone who has finally understood the game. It runs for 4 months. Then your car needs new brakes. $600, not optional. So you pause the transfer, just for 1 month, just to rebuild the cushion. Then your friend gets married and the flight is $300 and the gift is $120 and you can't not go, because you were both 22 once and slept on the same floor. Then it's December. You restart the transfer in February. You restart it again in June. Each time you feel the same small shame, and each time you tell yourself that next year will be steadier, that this year was unusual. Every year is unusual. That's what a year is. By the end of the second year at $57,000, your savings account holds $400 more than it did at 52. $400 for $5,000 a year in additional income. You are not stupid. You are not undisciplined. You made a plan, wrote it down, and executed it. The plan simply met the world, and the world was larger. The second rule: you can't out-discipline a system that prices your life to match your income. It doesn't take the raise from you. It just quietly raises the cost of continuing to be who you are. Level 3, the promotion. This one is different. This one you feel. 57 to 68, $11,000. A new title on your email signature. Your name announced in a company-wide message with a small round of replies underneath it. Colleagues you've never spoken to typing, "Congrats!" with an exclamation mark. You read that thread more times than you'd admit. 68,000. This is the number you'd have told your 24-year-old self was the answer. He would have believed you. He would have thought that's the end of the problem. You move apartments. This is the part you want to be honest about, because it will be used against you later, by yourself, at 2 in the morning. You don't move somewhere lavish. You move somewhere with a second bedroom and a building where the heating works, and a neighborhood where you can walk home after dark without doing the calculation. $900 a month becomes $1,300 a month. Every single thing you gained was real. You sleep better. You have a room where you can close a door and work. You stop hearing someone else's television through your wall at midnight. You did not buy a status object. You bought quiet. And the extra $11,000 a year is now $400 a month in rent, plus the higher utilities, plus the furniture you needed because 2 bedrooms don't furnish themselves, plus the tax bracket. 6 weeks after the promotion, on a Friday, you check the account. $3,000 and change. You sit with that for a while. The apartment is better, the job is better, the title is better, and the number at the bottom of everything hasn't moved in 4 years. You are working substantially harder than you were at 52. That's the part that's difficult to say out loud, because the correct response to a promotion is gratitude, and you are grateful, and you are also tired in a way that gratitude does not fix. The third rule: promotions don't pay you more for the same life. They pay you more for a bigger life, and then hand you the bill for the difference. Level 4, the new company. Someone tells you the secret at a birthday dinner. You'll never get a real raise by staying. You have to leave. That's the only way it works. And they're right. You look it up that night and the numbers are unambiguous. Internal raises track inflation. External moves track the market. Loyalty is expensive and only one party pays for it. So you do it. It takes 7 months. 14 applications, 6 first-round calls, 3 final rounds, 1 offer. $86,000. $18,000 more than you were making. A 26% increase in a single afternoon. From a phone call you took standing in a stairwell with your hand over your other ear. You resign. Your manager tries to counter. He can go to 74, he says, and the fact that 74 was available the entire time, that it was sitting there, unoffered for 4 years, is a thing you think about on the drive home, and then decide not to think about again. The new job is good. It's also new, which means you're the person who doesn't know where anything is, who can't read the room yet, who works late for 4 months building credibility from zero. The old company's dysfunction was at least familiar. This one you have to learn. And the money is genuinely more. You feel it. For the first time in this entire story, you can point to a difference. You stop flinching at the grocery store. You go to the dentist without scheduling around a paycheck. You buy your mother something for her birthday without a spreadsheet. Those things matter. Nobody should pretend they don't. 6 weeks in, on a Friday, you check the account. $4,200. It moved. For the first time in 5 years, the number moved. By $1,200. You made $34,000 more that year than you did at 52. Your permanent position in the world improved by $1,200. You're not angry. Anger requires someone to be angry at, and nobody did anything wrong. The company paid market rate. You negotiated well. Your rent went up because rents went up. Your insurance changed because insurance changes. Every individual number was reasonable. They just all pointed the same direction. The fourth rule: nobody is taking your raise. The cost of your life is simply indexed to your income, and the index has no ceiling, only a floor that rises to meet you. Level 5, the manager. Now you're 35, and you manage 4 people, and you make $112,000 a year. You are, by any definition anyone would use, successful. If you told the version of yourself sitting in that closed-door meeting at 52,000 what this number was, he would not have believed you. He would have assumed the problem was solved. He would have wanted to know what it feels like. Here's what it feels like. It feels like Sunday. It feels like a calendar with no gaps in it. It feels like being the person other people bring problems to and having nowhere to bring your own. It feels like $112,000, of which 31 goes to tax, 18 to rent, and the rest to a life that grew, quietly, into exactly the shape of the money. You have $6,000 in savings, $60,000 a year more than you made 5 years ago, and $3,000 more in the bank than you had then. You do the arithmetic one night properly, on paper, the way you should have done it years ago. Cumulative additional income over 5 years, roughly $140,000. Retained, $3,000. 2%. You kept 2% of every additional dollar you fought for. And here's the part that takes the longest to see, the part you only understand once you're the one sitting on the other side of the closed door. Last month you had to give a raise. 3% to someone on your team who deserved 8. You watched his face when you said the number. You watched the relief arrive, exactly the way it arrived for you at 31, and you understood, completely, for the first time, that the raise was never a reward. It was a retention cost. It was the cheapest available price for another year of him. Nobody in that room was cruel. Not your manager, not you. The number came from a spreadsheet that came from a budget that came from a market rate that came from what other companies pay, which is set by what other companies can get away with. There's no villain. That's what makes it work. The fifth rule: you were never given a raise. You were given a slightly more expensive version of the same life and asked to be grateful for the difference. The email arrives on a Tuesday. Review cycle opens next month. Self-assessments due the 15th. Please complete the form in the attached link. You've seen this email 6 times now. It's the same template. They haven't even changed the font, and you feel it start anyway. That small lift under your ribs. The involuntary math. If it's 5%, that's 5,600. That's 400 a month. That could be the thing that finally, you know better. You have 5 years of evidence and a piece of paper with the number 2% written on it. You feel it anyway. That's not stupidity. That's what hope is for. You open the form. You start typing about your accomplishments this year, describing your own value to people who have already decided what it costs. Somewhere down the hall, a door closes. Somebody's stomach drops. And in 6 weeks on a Friday, he'll check his account and find it exactly where he left it.